Of course, something like this would happen.
So what happened? Is it coming this way?
I am terrified because there's power lines over there. We have 23 left in the battery.
And what happens?
18. Now I'm starting to get nervous.
We got bikers.
There are bikes. Let me go over there.
All right, let's go.
If you haven't heard of the return to home mode of the DJI drones, well, it's a blessing and a curse, and I'm gonna share all of the backstage of filming these episodes to you and how my heart almost literally dropped in the water with the drone. And stay tuned because I'm gonna introduce you to Scott, this man I had the pleasure to meet, and his story and how he is saving the world in Islamorada. But stick to the end to learn this amazing tip from a local. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Selena, but you can call me Sally. I travel in a camper van, sharing epic adventures, secret spots, and travel tips. This season is packed with excitement, and here's something special for you. At the end of the season, I'm giving away a free or discounted ebook with everything you need to know about renting a camper van and must-have app. But don't worry, if camper vans aren't your thing, the highlight of this ebook is my tried and true ultimate itinerary for the Florida Keys, so you have the best experience possible. Just watch each episode to collect the secret word to make your dream trip a reality, and I'll show you how to claim your ebook at the end. Let's adventure, everyone! This is Florida Key Season, Episode 11. We start this episode by leaving the Theater of the Sea, where we had an amazing encounter with a sea lion, and driving back and forward through these bridges to get the most amazing drone images for you all, but you won't believe what happened. I gotta say, the last episode is one of my favorite activities we've done in this season. I had such an amazing time, not only learning so much of all these animals you could encounter in this park, that includes you being able to swim and feeding sharks, alligators, and many other experiences, but also having my amazing one-on-one encounter with Bella, a sea lion. If you haven't watched that yet, stay till the end because I'm gonna leave that link right on the screen. But something happened right when I went to lunch, and I wanna share that story with you all because that brought me to the first intense flight of my very expensive DJI drone. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Selena. You all call me Sally over here. Well, my friends call me that, and you are my friends over here. I travel solo in a camper van around the US, and I share all my experiences, insights, travel tips. And if you're a female traveling solo too, this might be helpful for you, especially if you're aspiring to travel in a camper van like this. Bringing you all back, since we're having breakfast over here, I was checking the weather, and the wind conditions are not high. I was checking the bridges that are around here, and I think I'm gonna be adventurous enough to put that drone up. So let's figure out if this drone is gonna fly, not hit anything, and land on the other side of the bridge. So here's to another lesson in these rental camper vans. When your phone is plugged, it does not record your audio. So I'm gonna be voicing over this entire experience I had here with Scott because we had such a great conversation, and I wanna share a little bit about him with you all. I met Scott when I went to visit the diving museum. And if you haven't seen that episode yet, I strongly encourage you to later come back to episode 4 of the season, because that shows you everything to do in Islamorada, which was definitely one of my favorite, intriguing, very distinct stops, where I fed a tarpon fish. Yep, that's a wild adventure. And learned so much in this incredible museum that goes through the entire history of diving. But anyways, me and Scott, we really bonded about what we do, video editing. He has this awesome TV channel that educates people about marine life. He runs also a non-profit project that I'm sure gonna share more details with you for you to go and check it out. So stay tuned in this video to learn about that. But Scott was very nice to offer me some help for the day I would come and fly my drone. So I took him up on his offer, and you can't believe what happened. I guess all my fears about flying this drone came to life, and I'm so glad, Scott, you're along for the ride, because I could definitely have not done this on my own. So yeah, people learning to fly drones, this is gonna be a great lesson for you all. And if you don't, I promise you this is gonna be great entertainment for you all as well. All right, everyone, it's time to put this baby up in the air. And you know what? I was looking for a name for the drone, and since Scott is here making this possible, Scott, you're gonna be with me for the rest of my travels, because this baby is named Scott from now on. So let's put Scott up in the air. Let's open it up. So to upgrade the images you see on this channel, I got a DJI Mini 4, and so far I'm very happy on the process for learning to fly this drone and the quality of the images and variety you can get with it. Let me know in the comments below if you want to learn a little bit more about the drone and the process of learning how to fly it. I'll definitely be happy to share a separate video with you on that. All right, let me go put it up in the air out there. Oh, let me prep the settings first inside here. There's definitely a learning curve to remember all the settings you have to update and things you have to know. So when I say it was quite a journey to put this up, I mean it. Great, there's no satellites. What we're gonna do?
Uh-oh, that can't be good.
They tell normally to fly with at least like 5 to 10. Oh, there is 5, 6. Okay, we're finding satellites maybe when we come out. 7. Come on, satellites. 8, 10. Okay, hey, we got satellites.
Home point updated.
Yes, please update that. Let me remember, where do I go? Well, after remembering how to set it up, I still had to remember how to find the function I wanted in the ocean of options this has. So it's definitely gonna be an improvement throughout the episodes, and today you're gonna get the raw first flight over all these bridges here in Key West. You petting yourself, Scott? Maximum altitude. All right, let's fast forward all this boring part for you all. All right, Scott, you ready to fly?
Let's do it.
One of the greatest functions of this drone is that it has a return to home function, which means you need to launch it from a place where no cars or pedestrians would be walking to, because if this drone decides to return to its home, you can get back there without it getting run over. Now, this is definitely both a blessing and a curse, because my biggest fear in this episode is this drone is gonna decide to return to home in the middle of a bridge when we're on the other side, and then it will miscalculate its battery and land either in the water, which is most of the space around here, or hit a power line. And trust me, this was a very expensive investment to lose on a first flight. What do you think happened? Let's check this out.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now remember, this was my first flight, very nervous about having the drone on top of the water and crossing this bridge while Scott was driving, so bear with me with the shakiness, but the views were just amazing. Well, while we're on it, welcome to the iconic Bridges Drive of the Florida Keys. This can be done from Miami to Key West, from Key West to Miami. You enjoy this beautiful view in each direction. This is a journey that takes you across a series of remarkable bridges. These bridges were originally constructed by Henry Flagler, and if you watch the season, you're gonna learn a lot about his history and where you can visit different museums to learn about him. This all happened in the early 20th century as part of the Florida East Coast Railway, often called the Overseas Railroad. Flagler's vision was to connect the mainland of Florida to the remote islands of the Keys, making transportation and commerce possible. And man, he did it. Although the railway was severely damaged by a hurricane in 1935 and was ultimately abandoned, the bridges were repurposed for the modern overseas highway that you see right now. So as you cross each of these 42 bridges, you're not just experiencing a stunning drive, but also a piece of history that helped shape the development of the Florida Keys. So when you watch the episode 4 to see the history of the diving museum, stay for episode 5 because there I share the 7 must-do stops when driving through the 7 Mile Bridge. The most iconic bridge of all these 42 you're gonna cross. Now come enjoy with me one of the most magnificent images I was able to capture with this drone on this first flight. I just learned how to do, well, you got that wrong, my friend. This is where the drone decided, well, I don't have enough battery for you to land. I'm gonna turn myself around and take myself back to my home place. But this drone decided to cross all over the ocean and power lines and go back all the way to that very first location and bridge that we crossed. And I was praying that its battery was gonna make it there. Once this function hits, I didn't know you could take control over it. Now I'm learning more about this drone, but you basically, when you don't really know, you're powerless. It shows you the path it's going through, and all I could see were those power lines the drone was gonna cross. And at that moment, I was just praying that I set to the correct height so I wouldn't end up with my drone fried in one of them. That was when Scott took charge of that van, spun that van around, and we start flying through as safe as possible as you could, driving back through the bridges, trying to hit that home point as I was watching the most terrifying image of my thousands of dollars up in the air, not knowing what was gonna happen next. Like this would happen.
Is it coming this way?
Yeah. It went over the power line, so it will be somewhere there.
So how are you feeling right now?
I am terrified because there's power lines over there. We have 23 left in the battery.
And what happens?
We just pray that it will get here. I'm pretty sure we'll get here. Everything will be good. But the heart is pounding. Oh, I need to point the antennas to it. Where are you coming from? I think it's coming from there. Let's see. Now we just wait and be hopeful. DJI, I'm trusting you. I'm trusting you. This will be a good advertising that it works. 20. Okay, approaching.
10,
Should
9,
be up in here
8,
sometime soon.
7, 6,
Anytime now.
5, 4, 3, 2,
1.
Nope. It just felt like an eternity waiting to be able to see and spot that drone in the skies. 18, now I'm starting to get nervous.
We got bikers.
There are bikes. Let me go over there.
All right, let's go.
I see it. I see it. Woo! Let's go get it. Oh, here. We're above us. Scott, returning to Scott.
It's still getting its way.
Thank you, DJI, for your return to home function. Critically low battery warning.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling almost like when I came from my skydiving, that I was jittering and all of that. So right as it's landing, it's like critical low battery, bah, bah, bah. But thank goodness they calculate that for you and they do it all properly. And it's not windy, so the drone didn't have to use extra battery to fight the wind. Otherwise it could have been bad. So guys, don't go too far. And remember, when you see 50 on your battery, land it. Don't go through this. Well, then the gift of all of this was that checking the videos afterwards, this was the best image I got in all my drone shooting images on this trip. Check this out. It even included a shot of me and Scott rescuing Scott. Well, lesson learned for me and hopefully for you as well. So now it was time to have some real good flights. I love how when you're putting these great vibes into the universe that you end up crossing with the right people. Scott came in at the right time. I had the privilege of meeting someone who not only helped me film these amazing, stunning images, but also dedicates his life to protecting the marine ecosystems that surround them. Scott runs the Marine Science Odyssey, a global initiative focused on marine conservation. His work spans from educating the public about ocean health to hands-on efforts like tackling the invasive lionfish problem throughout his nonprofit, Lionfish Central. Check the QR code on the screen and check the amazing work that this man does for the Florida Keys waters. His channel features documentaries, expert interviews, and real-world solutions for saving our oceans. And best, it's completely free to watch. As I got to know him, I realized his mission is just as fascinating as the landscape we were filming. And I got to see firsthand how passionate he is about making marine conservation a global effort. So make sure to check this QR code out. And beyond helping me with all of that, Scott also made the greatest videos of my amazing encounter with Bella, the sea lion. Go back to last episode if you missed it. And now, let me share the spot that Scott introduced me that I want to leave as the last recommendation for this episode when you are visiting Islamorada. What an amazing time swimming with the sea lion. I strongly recommend that. They're so playful. They're like sea puppies. So now me and Scott came here for dinner. He's recommending this place called Lorelei, the Gigantic Mermaid. I just need to find where's the entrance to the restaurant. So let's enjoy some dinner, some friendship. We also made good friends with the lady that was in the front of the water park we were. Yeah, pretty cool day, meeting amazing people in these islands. So let's get some dinner. I strongly forward the recommendation of this dining place, and if I can add my top tip on it, is that you come at sunset time, because it's just an endless sunset view with this reflection in the water, enjoying some live music, some great food. What an amazing day, everyone. I am pretty stoked on how we cross people's paths for a reason, always. This has always happened to me in all my trips, and I think that's kind of my mission in other people's lives, like in other people I cross paths with. I always want to try to inspire people to go after their dreams, to go after things they want to do. You know, we just got this life for as far as we know. So Scott, that you all met, we pretty much spent the entire rest of the afternoon together. He helped me fly the drone. You all saw all that happen. He got all those amazing videos of swimming with the sea lion. Then we went out for dinner and had amazing conversations. He is an incredible person. You all need to go and check his website, his books, all the marine information he's out there trying to share and trying to connect people on an amazing and beautiful mission. So again, Scott, if you're watching this, thank you. I cannot be any more thankful for the amazing day we had together and what you empowered me to be able to accomplish, because I had this mission for this channel to fly this drone. We got some amazing footage that you all will be seeing. I had this swim with the sea lion that I was terrified about, and everything worked out. Sometimes you just have to put one foot in front of the other and let life fill in the gaps and feel the energy. As we were talking earlier, you know, when you feel unsettled about something, leave the situation, leave the location, as earlier with the guy in the parking lot in the morning. But also when you feel the right energy about people, let them show themselves to you. You know, it's super cool how many people in this world, how many special things everyone does, and it's so interesting and intriguing to learn about other people. So be open to explore, be open to let people come into your lives, learn about their story, and let that impact you, let that change you, learn with it, you know. So this is what I want to leave you all with for today. If you don't know yet, if you're new to the channel and you stayed all the way to the end of this, thank you, welcome. Please subscribe if you haven't yet, and we are doing a keyword on every episode, so go back and write them down. At the end of the season, I'm gonna be giving away 20 downloadable booklets with all the information for you to do this tested and tried trip, because you know I'm making all these mistakes, not knowing where I'm going. So in this booklet you're gonna have all maps, locations, all spots, all the costs, all the information on where to rent this vehicle, how to do your first van travel. This is all gonna be explained to you in there, and the 20 first people that shares all these keywords from these episodes is gonna get this booklet for free, so you can't miss that. And the word for today, are you ready? Just like the drone, it's Scott. So Scott is the word for today. I'll see you all next week. I hope you're enjoying watching these episodes as much as I enjoy making them for you. And don't miss next episode, where we're gonna hit back the south of Miami before you get into the Keys and visit a true ancient sand/shells castle. Did you know that existed? But before next Sunday, check out these episodes I left on the screen right here for you, and please subscribe, so I'll see you next Sunday.